Namaste, my name is Raj Shah and I'm with the Desh-Videsh Media Group. Today we're going to interview two talented women who has been very pioneer in their own field, but at the same time, they are helping the community in several different ways. The first person I like to introduce to you is Vandana Tilak. She is the CEO of the Akshapatra Foundation, uh, which is the NGO foundation or organization which feeds closer to 1.8 million children in India at no cost. Vannaji, she is also the co-founder of Almex USA Incorporated, a family-owned engineering firm. She started volunteering in 2012 and later started Akshapatra Los Angeles chapter in 2014. Under her leadership, the chapter has consistently raised over $1 million every year. She was appointed in Akshapatra USA board in 2015. Vannaji works with about 30 chapters of Akshapatra located all over USA. She collaborates with Akshapatra India for establishing a new kitchen and partially funding operating costs for feeding 1.8 million children every single day. She is also trained Ayurvedic practitioner and avid reader of philosophy and enjoy travel, poetry, music, painting, and photography. She lives with her husband Raviji. He is a class of 1980 IIT graduate, two children, Anjani and Kedar, and two grandchildren, Jia and Leah, in Manhattan Beach, California. Vannaji, thank you very much for doing all this community service and at the same time giving us a time to interview for this very informative project. The second exceptional person I want to introduce is Meena Rajgopal ji. Meena ji grew up in Ahmedabad, India, on her MBA before coming to the USA. Meena ji got her master's in management information system from Northeastern University. She worked at Thinking Machine and subsequently as an independent consultant in technology and marketing. She has three girls and has been president of the school PTA for several years, active in community development and fundraising for the Concord school system. She is the founding co-chair of Akshapatra Foundation in South Florida and Miami chapter. Once again, thank you very much, Meena ji and Vandana ji, for giving your time. Let's start the interview. Thank you. So first of all, on behalf of Desh-Videsh Media Group, all the viewers, I'd like to thank Vandana ji and Meena ji as a part of the Akshapatra group to agree on an interview. And I was telling Vandana ji that I'm really sorry, the last time when we scheduled, we could not do it. But this is a good, good timing now. Tell me, Vandana ji, first of all, tell me a little bit about Akshapatra. What the organization does and when it was started and so forth.
Has been around. Akshaya Patra has been around for about 20 years. We started in 2000 And it was simultaneously began, the effort had already begun on a different level with feeding children around our temple in Bangalore. So it was started by the ISKCON group, Madhu Pandit Prabhu and Chanchalapati Prabhu. And they saw children that were going hungry and they had the facilities. So they started themselves cooking and feeding 1,500 children every day. And it caught the attention of the local schools, and there were a lot of requests to feed their children in, because children cannot focus in class if they are hungry. So we started Akshaya Patra at that time, and said let's scale this up, feed more and more children, make it a mechanized process, so we don't have to depend on human labor for it, and we can produce mass meals that are hygienic and safe. So we have scaled from there until 1.8 million children every day in 19,000 schools in 12 states in India. Uh,
That's a incredible number. That's an incredible number.
yeah, and it's a growth over 20 years. So it's a good use of frugal innovation, technology, all the expertises that are required for running a manufacturing NGO. And I think we do a good work. We do good work. So essentially, it is the work of a non-profit or an NGO, but the heart and the mind of a corporate in making sure that we grow.
Right. So the next thing I like to talk a little bit about your personal background. What is your background and how you started?
Going all the way back to when I was a child, I used to be hanging out in summer holidays during my, as children always do, on my aunt and uncle's in village in India, in Maharashtra. It's a very backward rural Adivasi Pradesh at that time. Not now, it's doing well now in the Nagar district. And so while, during the holidays, you have nothing better to do. So my uncle said, here, why don't you go and work? There is a eye camp going on. Dr. Modi is here from Mumbai. He's doing cataract surgery. So we used to help with whatever was needed, and then slowly we started interacting with the children in those schools. He had used to run hostels for girls and all kinds of Adivasi students and schools for them. And we got to interact with the children, and it became a part of our upbringing. It became a part of conditioning that here is me from Mumbai in rural Adivasi Pradesh, and you find that there is really no difference, that opportunities are all that's required for anybody to grab them and grow their dreams and ambitions. And then since then, we I worked off and on, and Akshay Patra happened 8 years ago.
So when you started in a childhood, obviously at that time there was no Akshapatra. You just did it on your own.
Yeah, I mean, I not my own. I used to work with my uncle and aunt. Yeah, they are this samstha is called Satyaniketan in Ahmednagar, and so we used to help. I mean, we were teenagers, and so pretty much making sure that whatever was going on at that time, that we were there, in whatever capacity we could. It more than the actual work, it was the realization that people are all the same, that some have opportunities, some don't, and providing opportunities is the best thing you can possibly do.
Sure, sure. So what about your professional background? What is your professional background?
I studied graphic design. I studied arts. I studied filmmaking. I studied Ayurveda. I was working in real estate. But more than anything else, it's a family business that my husband and I founded in aluminum cast house technology. So we are celebrating our 25th year. Our son works with us, and the company is doing well. We are one of the six niche companies in the world that provides this kind of technology. So that's my professional life.
Sure, that sounds very interesting and very encouraging for the young children or young kids or young people who are coming. Is that you are a professional, very good background, good business running, and still you have a time to do some good work for the children in India.
Yeah.
So now let me talk to Minaji. Minaji, how long you been involved with Akshapatra?
So I was first introduced to Akshapatra in 2006 or 2008. A friend of mine invited me to a gala, and when I saw the mission statement that no child should be deprived of education because of hunger, I just fell for it. Flashback, when I was growing up in Ahmedabad, I used to see kids walking on the street with nothing to do, malnutrition, no food, no hope of life. And I used to wonder, how are these kids going to get uplifted into the higher society? And it used to bother me, but I never really got my hands dirty doing anything the way Vandana ji got a chance to do. But it has always been on my mind. And when I went to this gala, I said, hey, this is the solution. Akshaya Patra is the solution for all those kids. And since then, I have been involved with Akshaya Patra in the background, going for galas, organizing events, and things like that. But only after coming to Florida have I really gotten deeper into it.
Sure. So, as I understand that the Akshapatra is launching a South Florida chapter.
Yes.
So, how many chapters are there so far?
Vandana ji, would you like to respond to that?
I think since we started online events, we have lost count. I think we are at 25, 30, somewhere around there. And because now we don't have to travel anywhere, people are reaching out to us because of all our online presence. I think we are at 25, 30 cities right now.
Right, but physical location wise, or before COVID, how many chapters were there?
We were at 25 before, and
Okay.
physical location we have only one in the sense that our office is based in Los Angeles. The
Right,
rest
right.
are all volunteer driven, pretty much like what Meena ji is doing. She's a volunteer, and chapter chairs just take it upon themselves to work really, really hard and raise funds for our children in India. And that is pretty much the basis of anybody can start a chapter in any city.
Right. So, I think you gave a little bit background about Akshapatra itself. If you want to expand upon that a little bit more, because the next question I was going to ask you is that there are several NGOs either in this country or in India who is helping the children. Like the Ekal Vidyalay, Pratham, Vatsalagram, and so forth. Um, why somebody would give a donation to Akshapatra over any other organization?
Yeah, I would definitely like to quote Sudhamurti ji in her last talk. We had a gala a week ago, and she and Narayan Murthy are very big proponents of Akshay Patra all the way since 2000. She built the first kitchen in Hubli, the massive cooking kitchen that now feeds 185,000 children every day. And so both of them have stood by us like parents do when children go hungry. And what she had said in that interview last week was that she believes very, very much in education. There is it's a very important necessity that children have a right to. But more important than that, the very basic need of food, if that is not addressed, even as adults, we encounter hunger 4 times a day. And if a child does not get one single meal in the day, then it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to anything that anybody has ever founded. That the child has a right to a meal, that the child has a right to education, and it is our job to make sure that we provide for it. And 85% of the children that attend government schools do not get a meal. They come to school for the meal, and the more tastier, the more hygienic, the more plentiful it is, the child thrives. And that
Sure,
is the impact that we have seen from this program.
sure. So, most of the audience, I'm sure they know Sudhaji, But if you just tell, who they are.
Oh yes, of course. I doubt anybody will not know who she is. She and Narayan Murthy are the founders of Infosys. Sudha Murthy ji is a computer engineer herself. She started working with the Tata Group and then later founded Infosys. Now she's the chairperson for the Infosys Foundation. And both of them, I don't know anybody who would not know her, but look her up. I mean, she has written a lot of books. She has written a lot of children's books, and both of them are very humble in what they look as philanthropy. I mean, I just gave an example when I introduced her is that, she will write a check. And Murthy ji had also said, it's very easy to write a check and fund something. But it is up to all of us. We are the parents of all the children in India. We are the parents of the future of India. It's our job to help. And what I said was that, Sudha ji does not just write a check. She follows that check, not to check on how if that check is working, but to make sure that she's also part of being hands-on there to help with the volunteers. There are so many pictures and videos that you will find her working with volunteers. She didn't have to do all that, she does. And
Sure.
that's the kind of giving and philanthropy that they both have. It's year after year for decades that they have done this.
Sure. The one of the things which I, as a part of the Desh-Videsh, whenever I interview the people, either the audio, video, or just the article, I emphasize, for the young people, is that somebody like you or somebody like Minaji or somebody like Sudhaji, who is a professional, they have a lot of things to do, but they're still involved in a project like this. So when young people, they kind of complain that we don't have a time, I always want to bring up, some example like yours and Sudhaji and Minaji. So
We don't all fall in the same boat as Sudhaji, but I agree that if you see something is being done with so much with a small effort, millions can benefit, then put yourself at least 10% of the time in that work. The rest of the thing, it's you make a living and you get fulfillment from making a living. You serve your family and your community, and that's great. But in the end, look for the best thing that can make the maximum impact. And I think investing your time in a child's education and a child's welfare and making sure that they are provided with a good meal is important, no matter how much time or effort you want to give or funds that you want to provide for the work.
sure, sure. Here in South Florida, as I was telling Minaji, here in South Florida, we are very much familiar with the Ekal Vidyalaya and a Vatsalagram project because they've been coming here for a while. And I knew about the Akshapatra, for a while, being because I'm in a media business, so, and as a part of the South Florida community, I like to thank, Vannaji, you and Minaji, starting a local chapter here. So the local people can, realize, what they need to do as far as the children are concerned. Because, I think what you said very rightly, because Ekal Vidyalaya project has been very, very successful here in South Florida. And I think what you rightly said, that besides the education, if the children are hungry, it's a half job done. So Minaji, I understand there is a virtual gala coming up, with South Florida. I'll appreciate if you can share the information, to the readers.
Sure. So we have a virtual gala on the 19th of September, and we have a large population of South Florida already has the information about the gala. We would really appreciate if everybody would sign up. It's a gala for people to understand what Akshaya Patra does and to see how many people in the world are really dedicated to this cause. It's we all have had an opportunity in our life, and that's why we are here. Now each individual has to think, how many kids are we going to give an opportunity to? So the more kids we feed, the more kids we educate, the better their life will be, as well as the society of India. So it becomes very important for us to now contribute to that part of the world also.
Sure. No,
The,
that's
the, the, the gala is going to be on the 19th of September. It starts at 11:30. Uh, we are sending out the flyers everywhere so people can easily go and register themselves. It's a very simple thing. There's lots of information out there in the society.
sure. And so, who are going to be the guest you are inviting?
So we have three keynote speakers. We have Ravina Tandon, we have Jamshedji Godrej, and we have Srivatsan.
Patel.
Yeah. And
So
then we also have some very good singers who will be providing us with some entertainment.
so can you just kind of let the audience know what is going to be the format or what is going to be the flow?
Sure. We are still finalizing on the format, but as Meena ji said, we have these very good speakers, and it's a live event. So you can ask questions to our speakers. There is a chat that happens, and we usually get about 700 to 800 people joining us on our web meeting. Plus, we have, including our social media, and there are moderators who can answer questions in chat. Some questions the speakers are able to answer live. And of course, then after that, we have a live Bollywood old and new hits with Sameer and Deepali. And they have joined us in the past before. They are huge supporters of Akshaya Patra. And so they always give their best. So it's not just to listen to talking, but this time you can just dance in front of your laptop with all the fun songs that they're going to sing.
Sure, that sounds very interesting. That sounds very exciting. And it's a noble cause. And so it's the best of both worlds.
Yes.
So, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Would you like to add anything else, Vandana first?
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that we have created a lot of interest in the gala. If anybody wants to join, then our website is foodforeducation.org. And that website can lead you to registering or giving an RSVP so you can join. There is no charge to join the event. And if you like what you see, please talk about it. Please forward the emails that you get or the link and have all your family and friends join and have a good time on the 19th.
Sure. Minaji?
So my vision is basically that we have to really make an impact on this as a South Florida Miami chapter. So it would be awesome if we could together feed 225,000 kids this year and try and sustain it year after year.
Sure. I guess I like to sort of give a challenge to the South Florida community. What Tampa community did. So, Minaji, if you want to share, what is their goal as far as that Indian community from Tampa? They have pledged a pretty good amount, right?
Right. So I understand that they are raising over $500,000 to feed the kids. If I'm wrong, can you please correct that, Vandanaji?
Yeah, it costs $20 to feed a child for an entire school year. So I think last year we had raised about 500,000, and so this year I'm not sure what Ankita has placed as our target, but I'm pretty sure we are getting closer to that. What we usually do is we have sponsors ranging from 1,000 and up, and the sponsorship gives recognition to the donor. We have programs that print their names and whatever levels of sponsorships. We mention their names during the event. We thank them. If they are corporate donors, larger individual foundation donors, then we give them recognition on the website. A lot of different things. I think the work is being done in India and in the US. We show a lot of videos of the work that we are doing, For example, when schools are closed in India right now, for COVID relief and our experience in feeding lots of children, we have provided 80 million meals to children
Wow.
and migrant families during the lockdown, and even continue to do that right now. So people are welcome to help, donate as much as they can. It's only $20 for a child. For a COVID relief effort, we are giving out happiness bags that have all the essentials and rations that a child will need, and that will go towards 30 days of food for the child, so that the child can stay at home, be safe. The parent can come to school, show the Aadhaar card for the child, and can take the rations for 30 days. So the child is learning and thriving and able to eat at home. And this is irrespective of the government effort. So we are doing this on our own. Corporates and individuals have come forward and said, schools are closed. We know children go hungry in the summer anyways. Let's make sure that during COVID, that even if they don't fall sick, they are not starving. So
Sure. So, the one of the number you mentioned is very interesting. It's a $20, will feed one child for the whole year,
correct. For a
right? And that is, and I like to emphasize that to our audience, is that even if you give $20, it's going to take you a long way, and that shows, that unlike other NGOs, the overhead must be very, very low.
Yeah, our functional costs are only 4%.
Right, right, right. Which is,
In the US.
which is
In India, they are 7%.
sure. So that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
And every individual should think about $20. We spend $20 on such frivolous things. If we sit down and think how many $20 I spend unnecessarily, we can feed that many kids in India. So it's just amazing that $20 can change a life of a child.
Sure, sure. So, well, once again, thank you very much, for your time, and on behalf of entire community, we like to thank you, for this effort which you are doing.
Thank you very much, Raji. Thank you for having us, and
Sure,
look forward to having you join us at the gala.
absolutely, absolutely. All right.
Thank you so much, Rajji. Really, really appreciate all your efforts that you have put into this. I mean, without you, I think I would be lost. You have pointed to so many places where I have been able to connect with people and invite them. Thank you so much.
Well, you are very welcome, because, like, as I said, it's a worthy cause, and I am very happy to be part of that. So,
Thank you. Nice.
okay, namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.